Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Masallah ndaw mbaxal mu neex jaay ñi dikk leen lekk ndaw mbaxal mu saf ku bëgg mbaxal rek na ñëw si man xam naa ni retu bu neex te fresh di ko jaay. Mbaxal mu neex a ngi ni ma togg ko mu gaaw ba bëgg a dee ku bëgg a xam nuñ koy toggee rek na ma waxal naa leen ko wax te mbaxal mi xamut géej waaye ba tey fa neex ba bëgg a dee sardeñ la am lii sardeñ la mbaxal mu neex te gaaw laa fi togg bu ma fayee live beeg léegi guys togg naa fi mbaxal mu neex te gaaw wax naa leen ne maa gaaw si togg surtout bu ma xiifee leen mbaxal ma léegi ma fayee live beeg léegi mbaxal mi ba neex te gaaw ba nga xam ne ku bëgg a togg mbaxare boo xamul géej sax mën nga koo togg man maay jaay netetu bi presque netetu bu neex te baax bu jógee Gambie jënduma ko ci marché bi suma benn cousin xaritam mooy togg netetu di ko jaay si village bi boobu noonu laa xam duwut netetu ngay jënd si marché bi di ko jaay de netetu boo xam ne nga xam ko koy togg mu togg ko mu set te baax te neex mbaxal soo ko bëggee togg boo xamul géej sax doon wori xamal netetu bu doy te métti netetu lu ne lay faj netetu fay dindi cancer ci yaram kuy lekk netetu doo xam cancer doo xam yeneen feebar yu bari netetu duwut pour safal nekk rek da fa baax ci yaram ba jéggi dayoo netetu mel moom xama ko bëgg a dugg fu mu jëm man may lekk ni ngeen di def mooy tapoter vidéo bi séddoo ko ku xam bagage yoo xam ne nga koy jaay bagage yi lekk nga ñëw si man ma defal la advertisement wala ngeen romb may wéy waaye ñëw naan ngay dugg aka naan kii lekk nangam di ma gémmiñ di wax képp ku may gémmiñ di ci xaay yow lay këpp man comédienne la may def comédie di lekk di fàttali cosaan surtout lekk bu baax ci yaram te loolu mënoo ma koo teree def see boo nga ne àddina si yëpp dëmm leen yow kenn yaa duwul dëmm nit ñi yëpp dëmm leen ñi may seetaan that's fine gëwuma loolu te duñ ma mën a dara buñ doon dëmmit yàlla mi leen bind ma moom laa làqoo nga nit bu gëmut yàlla te gëmut boppam te ragal nit ñi fay foog ne yow dëmm nga wala ngaa dof wala ngaa sañ whatever num lay xooxee lu ne jos moom fa gëmut yàlla gëmut boppam te ragal nit ñi ñett yi moo ko dal fa wax ne nit ñi ñëpp dëmm lañ nit ñi ñëpp nangam lañ ba pare gëmut ne yàlla su fekkoon loolu xam na sax yàlla na ko mën a protéger gëmut loolu léegi yow boo melu noonu fa lay mere ne lu tax meloo noonu di la ponis ne lu tax meloo noonu yéen ñu bëri yéen rek may seetaan xam nga tax du ngeen tàppate du ngeen séddoo ngeen ne lu tax newuma di ragal nit ñi comme yéen ni ngeen mel te jaral na leen ngeen dem ci vidéo laalante di tàppate jaral na leen ngeen dem ci vidéo kaani ñi di tàppate wala beneen vidéo bu jigéen ñi fecc juutu wala waxi laalante yu bon ngeen tàppate waaye vidéo bu borom taxal caméra am di comédie di fàttal nit ñi cosaan di lekk-lekk yu baax di waxtaan boo ko tàppate ngir nga ne nit ñi seetaan dëmm lañ wala kooku fay dee bi ko nit ñaa ngi koy seetaan yow loolu nga gëm moom bi ko gëmul loolu moo tax doo ko tàppate gi ngeen ni ngeen mel de kii de góor ak sénégalais gi wax ne man la nopp mooy wax noonu mooy bind noonu xaw ma Amérique la ne xaw ma ndaw mbaxal mu neex walla ku bëgg netetu maa koy jaay netetu bu feres ta neex te yëngeen ni suma noon yi na fa ñuy wax ne mënumaa togg di fen man de ci togg gu neex te gaaw léegi ma fayee live bi léegi laa togg mbaxal mi ba pare genn wàlli waxtu la mbaxal mi jël. hello thank you so much. ah ñeent fukki minute de bu ko matee dana ma jaaxal mbaxal mi pare na mbaxalam benn nit la mbaxalam benn nit fa neex a togg. oh my god thank you so much for the donation. This is one of our traditional food from Gambia and Senegal. Thank you so much for the donation. Thank you. Jërëjëf waay. It's called mbahal. Very nice African food. Lot of us love this food so much. You know what is in this food? Fresh peanut. You blend the fresh peanut and make it into powder. And you boil the rice. Very small amount of rice. For me, because it's just one eating. There's a little bit left, but I could eat it all, to be honest, but I didn't want to overeat. Because my children don't like it. They like African food. My daughter, she try more, but she doesn't like this one is too strong. She can eat it, I guess, but she's not even here. She went out with her friends. And my son, he would rather die than eat this. He's very like those African children that born abroad and don't eat so many stuff. That's my son. Thank you so much for the donation and everything. Danaa wax xolof tàppate leen rek. maa séeri xaw ma lan maa séeri xaw ma lan namm naa la torop. yow noo ma namee mais ni nga maa xam day tey dugalanteeg man ta namm ma bu ma dugal fi ne ngay tax nit ñi fa ne may dugalanteeg yow lii ñaaw na. xam na geneen góor a Gambien goo xam ne mu ne man la bëgg fa doon fiir mooy góor gi fi duggoon keroog te ne Sweden noonu kool ma di fiir du kool sax foog naa fa yónnee vocal déedéet du moom du ko ne kenn Sweden noonu kooku duggutoon ci vidéo fa xuutee kii fa ma yónnee vocal waa naan ma yow góor gi bind naan série waxul la yow de beneen góori Gambien gu may wax série lay wax. Thank you so much sister Jambo. Beneen góori Gambien goo xam ne mu ngi moom tam xaw ma jëmane xaw ma dafa am jabar de fu mu tollu rek topp ma sama vidéo yi série I love you série ma ne ko ba ma nobu ma la te nga am jabar mu topp ma I love you ma laa bëgg a takk ñaare sama jabar wax naa ko ma ne ko nobu ma la mu topp ma di ma ñaare bun jën di ma ko wax. geneen góor ak Gambien goo xam ne moom mi fa ñëw ci man xees ne man la bëgg mooy si ñi ñëw xees ne man lañ bëgg ci la bokk joxuma ci kenn caasa moom laa jéemoon a waxat tuuti rek maanaam xëyu ko tuuti far arrêté ndig mbiri góor gi doon comment fii mu ne ma góor gi commenté sa vidéo bi naan la série fekk keroog mu doon seetaan góor ga di ma bindal naan ma série ma naan ko duguma sa série bu ma wax série nga may dugal ngay tax nit ñi ma bëgg foog ne ma laa xam waa néew leen di tapoter vidéo bi de te benn nit kotta ko séddoo ndax xama TikTok fay fen mu ne ma fekk moom mu ngi doon seetaan live bi fa mel ni tey rek ni ngay bindee naan ma série fekk geneen góor gi ma bëgg noonu mu ngi seetaan live bi te fekk moom mu xamee suma numéro WhatsApp xam nga numéro bi may jaayee ci kaw nit ñi fañ koy jël tey wax leneen lu dul njaay mi fekk fa ma kooloon nag di wax leneen ay fan jéema dugalanteeg man daal ay fan ci gannaaw far ma neexoon ci live bi di wax ni góor ga di bind naan ma série may wax góor ga naan ko yaa ngi may dugal rek ba ma paree live bare mu naan ma te dégg na may wax góor gi nag nga may dugal de yow góor gi lay wax série ci live bi nag te nga ne fa am jabar topp la naan la série loolu de jaaduwul ma ne partenaire yëgu ma ko sax xam na ne dégg na may xas góor gi ci live bi naan ko moo wax série muy law yi fiir ci loolu di ci fiir ba di ma ko wax ca WhatsApp ba te man joxaguma ko chance sax de muy wax ma ne patte di ko seetaan ni ngeen may toppee nii naan série da ngeen ma dee tax yeneen nit ñi ma bugg di ragal waaye faale huma loolu xam naa ne góor gu ma bugg loolu du tax mu ragal. Please read the comments. Okay. doomi haram bi lekk rek ngay def wuy naa de suma lekk di tuur waay ba sula suma biir day métti ma ree du jeex ba tax du may bëgg a commencé ree wooy non man lu ma def fi mu ne barke Rasulaay sama biir baa ngi métti góor ñi may xasatax ñu di ma mere bu ñëwee di ma xas rek oh non man lu ma def ba nga naa ma doomi xaraam ci lekk rek. Where do you get the Gambia ingredient in the UK? I sell them. Tapote leen te seddoo rek. Man, you only need netetu. To create mbahal in the UK, you only need netetu. Nothing else. Tuluku ne bu ma diwoon sama kanam gi moo dugg sama bët yi fay métti. Te nu ma reexee ba sama bët yi tooy mu ànd ak ronko yi. I mean, yeah, ndox mi doon sotti sama bët yi may ree. Wow, thank you so much. To cook mbahal in the UK, you only need netetu, and I sell the netetu, the fresh brand new netetu that is cooked from the village in Gambia by my cousin's friend, not stranger. Very clean and beautiful netetu. Tap oto leen vidéo bi. Danaa la waxal noo koy toggee. So I was explaining how you cook this beautiful Gambian mbahal in English. If you tap, and then I'm going to explain in Wolof for other people. Tapote leen naa leen waxal ni ko waxee ci Wolof waaye ci Hangale laa njëkk a wax. My number is above. If you buy 10 pounds, it will last you forever. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to wash the rice and put it in the cooker to cook on the pot with small water. Not lot of water that the rice is going to be soft. No. Like this is the rice and this is the water. Tiny layer of water on top of the rice, whatever the rice is. Well, normal basmati rice. Not the big giant Nigerian rice. I don't know how to cook that rice. We don't use it. And that rice cook forever and it's so big and giant. If you eat it, unless you eat very tiny amount, it's like gonna... I don't like that rice. It's so big and giant. And I don't know how to cook, to eat small portion. When I eat that rice, I'm like... It's so heavy. We normally not used to that rice in Gambia. We used to broken basmati or basmati. Normal small rice, you know. That's what we normally use in Gambia. Well, that's what I'm used to. Tapotelendek. No, I don't have catfish, no. But in the future, I might have some dry one, I don't know. But I don't have catfish. You don't really need catfish like that. Catfish are not very healthy because they smoke them with really toxic chemicals. So if you're eating them, don't eat regularly. Me, I like food, but I'm not crazy. That's why I'm this beautiful and I'm 43 and I'm not sick. I don't get sick. I had COVID not long ago and the COVID was not even serious because of the healthy eating. I like food, but I'm not crazy. Catfish, smoked fish, you have to be careful with that. It tastes good, but it's not healthy. So you don't have to crave for it. Like, oh, I miss this. You can say that, but if you don't have it, don't worry. Just know that you're not having something that is not good for you. So it's fine that you don't have it. You should be happy. This mbahal tastes so good. So I'll tell you how you make it. Tapotelendek. I have so many other stuff. Just message me. The WhatsApp number, the business number is above. So, how you gonna cook this mbahal? Tapote leen danaa leen wax ni ñu koy toggee ci Wolof maa ngi ñëw. So, how you gonna cook it is you wash your rice, put it in the cooking pot, put tiny water above the rice. Like this is the rice, this is the water. If you are using broken basmati. That's all I can tell you. But if it's a giant rice, like you're cooking for 6 people or something, me, it's just for me. It's just like, maybe like half of this amount left. Maybe like this amount of the rice left. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like half of what I'm eating that left there, or almost half. 2 people can eat it if they don't eat a lot. If they're not like me. If they're not like me, 2 people can eat this. But if they're like me, oh no. They're going to fight over it. So, you boil the rice with small low heat. Thank you guys. You guys not tapping. Ñëw leen di dimbale vidéo bi te maa leen di ñëw wax ci Wolof ni ñuy toggee mbahal bi. Kenn ku nekk na koy toggee la man suma boss ni ma ko toggee laa leen di wax ci. Te fa neex ba bëgg a dee boo ko mosee rek ma ko wax. Te xamut géej gi. Te ba tey mu ngi neex ba jéggi dayo. Everyone cook mbahal different. I'm telling you how I cook my mbahal. So you wash the rice, small water above. If it's like a lot of rice, like you're cooking for 4 people or 5, then you might want to put little water above like this. Depend on the cooking pot. If the cooking pot is wide and open and it's taking a lot of water, or is narrow, you know. Just if you know how to boil rice. Okay. If you don't know how to boil rice, is you measure the rice with 1 teacup. Make it full, but not too full, but full. Wash it. When you wash it like this, you know, with the water, you try to drain it until you make sure that you take out all the water at least. Not a lot of water left when you are draining, be careful, all the water gonna come out, the rice gonna come out if you just, you know, so you drain it slowly. And then you measure the same cup with the water. The same cup you use to measure the rice, you rinse the cup, measure it with the water, pour in the rice, and measure half or quarter of the pot, not more than half. Especially when you're cooking mbahal, maybe quarter of the pot water, and put it. You know, people will tell you cook the rice with 2 pots of water. 1 pot of rice, 2 pots of water. Don't do that when you're cooking mbahal. If not, your mbahal gonna be like lot of water and like porridge mbahal. Just trying to get you to make the small water there. Because if the water is a lot, you're gonna cook porridge mbahal. I don't know, ducking or whatever the hell it's gonna call. It's gonna be nice, but I don't even know. Warning you for the water there. So, small amount of water. Low heat. Boil the rice. When the water is finished, but the rice is not cooked yet, but the water is finished. Are you hearing me? On the top is finished at this, but if you put deep down, you see the water. That's good. Like the rice should boil about 10 minutes, 12 minutes, depend if it's a small rice or a lot of rice, you know, 15 minutes, depend. And then you take you already have your fresh peanut and you blend it with the blender and it's powder, or you already have the powdered one, but I like the fresh one and I like to blend it dry, so it's powdered. The dry fresh peanut. Are you hearing me? You blend it so it's powdered. You don't have to blend too much. For me, I blend like a teacup, but it's a small teacup and it's not full. That's what I blend for one eating. Well, there's some left. But if you want, you can blend more if you want, but this is more than rich and more than enough. Just blend normal amount depending what you're cooking. So then you're gonna have your netetu and your onions. Listen to this part, very important. You wash your netetu with warm water to take out all the dirt or any dust or whatever that is in it. Put it in the blender and you put your onion. I put whole small onion in this. I chop those 2, put in the blender, put little water, blend it. Tiny water, you know, so it can blend. Don't ever buy netetu powder. You know, Africa, they sell netetu powder. Don't ever buy netetu powder. You have to have fresh netetu and wash it yourself so you know it's clean. Don't have the netetu powder ever. Because you don't know how they make it. You don't know if it's clean. But none of you is tapping the video. I hope you're okay. And it's only 2 here. That's scary for just comedy eating video and to talk about good food and how to cook it. This is scary. So, you pour in before you pour in the peanut powder. So, you look at the rice, you see that the water is down, but the rice is not cooked, but the water is down. If you want, you can turn the rice upside down, but it's no need to, because I've not even done that. It's no need to at all. So all you're going to do that time is you put your sardine. This thing has sardine. You can put sardine or any fish, but I love sardine because sardine have a strong smell and sardine is healthy and it's going to make the mbahal to just be more strong and soft, you know. You put the sardine on top. Just open the pot and just pour in the oil of the sardine. Or if the sardine have water, some have water, you can pour it in. Just sprinkle it on the rice like this and just put the fish in on the rice like this. That's it. And then you put your blended netetu and blended onion. You see, the netetu, I think it's called, I don't know what in English. Anyone know the name, you can write it down. I mean, eyebrow or something like this. IRU or something, I don't know. Very healthy and good for your health when you eat netetu. Stop you from having cancer and other stuff. Very healthy netetu is. But it has strong African smell. If you don't like it, you won't like it. But anyway, it's our traditional food and I love it, but I don't cook it all the time because I don't cook stuff that need netetu all the time. But when I'm cooking super kanja or something like this, it must have netetu for the most part. Locust beans, yes. So, you pour in your onion and netetu on top of the rice. Pour in your chili powder, if you like chili like me, and you're still gonna put this chili. So after you pour in your chili powder, then you pour in your Maggi or any seasoning powder, any seasoning cube you have, or Arrow Maggi. What's the other one? Aroma or something. There's another seasoning powder, just any seasoning powder you have and salt or whatever. Pour all of that. And then, listen to this. You pour now the powder of the peanut. You pour everything on the rice. When you're doing this thing, you don't just put them one place. You try to sprinkle them. Try to make sure they cover the rice. Are you hearing me? And then, now, you're going to put, listen to these two ingredients a lot of people don't put in their mbahal, and try to put it and see. Which is turmeric powder, the yellow turmeric powder. Put some of that. You don't have to put too much. Put the one called gasama. I think it's called gasama sala or something. This Asian flavor thingy. Asian seasoning. Is it called gasa masala or something? Put some of that, the brown, powder. People use it for curry or when they're cooking white benachin or something. Very good and tastes good. Put some of that. Are you hearing me? And then you can put little bit of ginger powder and little bit of garlic powder. Listen to this. And then you can just cover your pot now and go and sit down for another 15 minutes, low down the heat. After 15 minutes, you come back, turn everything upside down. You see that it's cooked. You are ready to take it out, or you can wait for another 5 minutes again. That's how you cook it. I hope you're hearing me, yeah? Mbaxal la waaye duma leen nekk di waxal ni ñu koy toggee yëpp wax naa ko si hàngale pare te duma ko wax si Wolof ku ko man noonu la ku ko mënul noonu la because néew leen di tapoter vidéo bi so it's no point di explain but mbaxal fa neex te baax si yaram netetu bi nga ciy def fa baax si yaram ba jéggi dayoo netetu fay faj cancer di faj yu bëri te boo koy lekk doo xam feebar boobu yu baax si yaram yëpp fay faj feebar waaye boo koy lekk fay tax doo xam feebar bi sax far wax ji jeex soo déggee faj nga ko xam yaa netetu bi maa koy jaay ku bugg rek ñoo bind numéro baa si kaw ku bugg netetu na ma bind netetu bu fresh moom laa jëlee Gambie maa koy jaay tulukuna bi xam naa ko xam naa netetu xam naa nep powder fresh one I hope ne yéen a ngi si jàmm ya because vidéo yu ñaari ni rek ko séddoo te kenn ñëw di ko tapoter just because maa ngi lekk di fàttal nit ñi cosaan ak di waxal nit ñi ni ñu toggee lekk gi di lekk gu baax si yaram far boole si lii du ceeb bu xonq boo xam ne diw gu bon nga ko ceebee def ci tamaate yu bon yeeg yu bon yi loolu rek ata tapoter leen ko te duut waxi laalan te duut kaaba nit ñi xaru xam nu ngeen di nelawee guddi yéen waa askan bi ci seen jikko ji like ay magi jëmm du ngeen di rus du ngeen di tiit non like ay magi jëmm du ngeen di rus du ngeen di tiit non laa ko togg fukki minute ak ñaar bi ceeb bi di bax parce que mbaxal mu ceeb bu ndaw la pour man rek su paree ndox mi wàcc nga def rënd bi mu toggaat beneen fukki minute ak juróom ba fukki minute ak juróom ñaar fukki minute sax bëri na rënd bi yëpp ay ñor nga yekk sister I'm calling you please pick I can't pick with that phone you have to call with the business phone which I don't know if it's here or you can call me after I'm talking to you with this phone so I can't answer you I'm doing the live on this phone sorry I can't answer with that phone you have to call with the business phone yeah it's working Use the number above to call this number. That's the business number is on the bio. képp ku may xool naan lii baaxul lu ci xaay su fekkee nga koy wax ne nga soxot xéene lu ma dal lu ci xaay yow lay dal. am telling you this boo lekkee si caméra or not. képp ku may xool naan lii baaxut kii moo sañ dana deede waaye bu feebaree dana xam waaye xaaral rek di wax ne lii baaxut te fekk li tax nga di ko wax mooy nga ma xéene dara dal ma lu ci xaay yow lay dal. su fekkee nga koy wax na bi ko nga foog ne dara fa may dal man dara duma dal ngir lekk ko caméra man Ami su ma deexoon wala ma feebari fa fekkoon ma war a dee wala ma feebar nit ñi fa ñuy dee ak feebar te mosu ñoo gis caméra. ok lekk caméra du tax dara dal ma ak wax si caméra dara absolutely nothing. just because yow gëm nga loolu doo si mel ne loolu dafa am. what kind of business do you do? Man, dama dey sell. I sell my hair product. I sell wigs as well. And I sell TikTok stuff. This is from TikTok. They send it to me. I sell their product. They send me a lot of sample, a lot of different stuff. Not just clothes. They even send me men clothes for my son sample. And I sell their product. But I sell my own black soap that I use for my skin, as you can see. And I sell my own shea butter that I use for my skin, as you can see. And I sell other stuff like moringa powder, fresh from Gambia, moringa leaf, moringa seed, soursop leaf, neem leaf, and all the herbs that are healthy for your body from Africa. And the mbahal I cook it with the netetu, and I sell the netetu. It's called locust beans, I think, in English. The number is above on my bio. Me, I sell African clothes as well. I do teach people Wolof and Mandinka. I even teach people English. Don't laugh, my English are not the best, but I teach people who grow up and never been to school like the way I was growing up. And they're from Gambia and Senegal, and they can speak Wolof or Mandinka, because then it's easier for me to teach them, because I can speak those languages. People that grow up without any school education, there's a technique you have to use to teach them. People that already been to school, it's hard for you to teach somebody that never been to school, because you don't know how the person operate and how their brain operate when it comes to education. And I know, because that's how I was growing up. So I know how I learned as an adult and how to teach them to be able to speak and read at least a little bit like me, you know. So I do all of that. You can learn Mandinka, Wolof, or English, and they're all just £25 a month once a week for children, adult, or anyone who is interested. Numéro bang si kaw. This one was so nice. I enjoyed it. It was amazing. Okay, I call that number, no answer. Call it will answer. When I finish, I'll message you. Send me a message, I'll respond to you when I'm finished. Is that the number above? Just send me a message, I'll respond. I respond to the messages. fa xam nit ñu may xool su may lekk surtout te di ma xool bëti gémmiñ ma bëti sib ma bëti jéppi ma bëti yàlla na ma dara dal wala maa sañ wala man maa ñeme lii te ñoom ñemewuñ ko. yéen seen soxot gi may xeexal lam neen bu dul mbiri lekk sax seen dund mitit géeg seen mbon gi may xeex ñaata xat yéen waa nit ku ñuul Afrique foog ngeen ne ku leen wax ci seen gént ne leen yéen ngeen xool ma may lekk ngeen di ma gémmiñ di ma mere di ma xéene lu bon dana tax yàlla def ma ko gannaaw bu may xeex seen mbon góog ñaata xat kon de yàlla xamul man yéen mënalu leen maa gémmiñ xéene ma lu bon ba dara dal ma lu bon loo ma xéene bu dee ngaa waaxu dem ci sëriñ sax ida fay ñëw ci yow bala mu dellu ci sëriñ ba wala mu wees waaye du ñëw si man. parce que man duma jaxle ba wuti sëriñ pour nit, duma xool nit ba xéene ko lu bon jox bi ko mu ngi lekk wala stupid stuff ma naan su ko cat jàppee yal na ko cat jàpp mu xam wala nangam nangam wala jos xéene ko lu bon. xaduna si yëpp buñ deewoon sax du tax ma am one pound yàlla tere tam naka laay def si xadina si man kenn bot nit doo ko bañ ba mu dee ba nga jëlee ci butu dugg sa account bi ko diw dee na ku ma sa xam loolu na wax. just what's the point of nit ñi nga xéene leen lu bon, like lu bon loo xéene nit ki si yow lay ñëw wala mu dellu si wala mu wees. dafa des ak nitam su fekkee ni koo xam ne dafay làqu di def yu bon nit ñi, fay làqu di xéene nit ñi lu bon genuine lu bon xéene ko nit ñi xamee jikko ju bon, mën naa xam boo ko xéenee lu bon mu dal ko. waaye man ku may xéene lu bon fa lay dal yow mbala mu wees waaye du ñëw si man de, ndax man maa dëggu ci suma liggéey bi te suma xol bi nu ma lay won ni ci internet noonu laa mel. lu ma naqari ma koy wax rek mu jeex ma mu bon. du may toog di làqu di xéene nit ñi lu bon wala nag nekk ci gannaaw caméra yi di xéene nit ñi lu bon wala foo tolluy jëw nit ñi ka xéene nit ñi genuine li xéene nit ñi lu bon wala dee wala nangam genuine li for no reason just because kooku mu ngi wax naan bul xarafal jigéen, bul toroxal nit ñi ci seen sëy yi, bul toroxal xale yi ak jigéen, bul xeesal, bul dorog, bul stupid stuff yi yi ngeen di def di toroxal seen bopp, toroxal askan bi. ñun nit ñi def buñ ko def yu bon yi nga nekk loolu moo tax nga bugg borom dee wala mu def. xalaatal ndax loolu meeg na seen sa lay ndax yàlla bañ nit ku ñu bu dee fa bañ nit ku ñu ndax dana nangu loolu ak nit ku ñu liñ toroxee moos mais ñoo di wax pour ñu xeex ba pare yéen ñi soxot ñi ngeen tollu fële xéeni ma lu bon rek loolu dal ma baña. I love the way you eat. Yes, I'm from Senegal and Gambia. I'm from Senegal and Gambia. But both countries always rejected me. Gambians always say I'm not from Gambia. Senegalese always say I'm not from Senegal, but I'm from those countries. But a lot of them hate my gut. As you can see, they can't even tap and support the video, which is why the video is like going down more and more. They're fighting me because I am an activist for childhood trauma to end in Africa. I genuinely believe that Africa's poverty and miserableness and whatever misery we are going through, if that even in English, miserableness, no. Africa's misery and trauma and poverty and chaos is from how they treat women and children. I genuinely believe that from my heart. So when I talked about how they have to change how they treat women and children and focus on education instead of beating the children, shouting and essaying them even, or watching people essay them, and you won't talk about it, and when other people talk you also don't want to hear it. So and people should focus on education and other stuff that is good and can develop us. When I talk about that, I talk about our dark skin is not the problem. The problem is people hate themselves, so you don't have to bleach and you don't have to be on drug or alcohol just because you are stressed or you don't know where you're going with life. Just, like the videos I talked about, if you know me, you know me. This is why they don't support me. They always watching me so angry. When they go to videos where people talking about sex, telling this is how you do a man and this is how you do a woman. You watch the video, they're typing millions. You come to reality and be like, okay, why we even having sex with the wrong people to begin with? Why we are poor? Why we are miserable? Why we are wicked? Why we get angry easily? Why we are just the way we are? And then you look at how we're bringing up children from the root. You're like, this is where the problem is. They're like, get out. You talk a lot and no one asks you. You can't tell us what to do. They're still promoting FGM. A lot of Africans, especially Gambians, like the little girls, Kilitris to chop off. They're still promoting that, calling it culture or religion. They're still promoting women crying in their marriages. They're still promoting essays, severe beating, torturing, and so on, which lead to the women growing up and don't know their worth and are traumatizing themselves by doing the wrong thing. Either doing alcohol or sexing with every breathing effing creature on the world, or beating the children, traumatizing them, pardon me, or just a woman that is doing the wrong thing to harm herself, a woman that is her own enemy because of pain and trauma and lack of self-worth and lack of self-love and self-worth. All of that is rooted how Africa is programming women and children. And because of that, they never want to tap and share my video because I'm always talking about it all the time. And they're running looking for sex videos where people are talking about sex. They're looking for video where people will tell you, use this cream, you'll be white in 2 days. They're running looking for video where people talking about people problems and playing audios about conversation and insulting and screaming and stupid video. They're running looking for that whenever they see me talking. But they don't just do that. They also report my page and watch me and refuse to tap and share. So my talk will be like this. Because I'm the only one in the Gambia Senegal society who talk the way I talk, who is very honest with our struggles and why we are struggling and how we have to change from the bottom. I'm the most vocal person on that, about that, I mean, for years now, since Facebook. But I'm the most bullied and looked down and called name, and I've been in the internet for years to defend myself, but I try my best to do it in a clever way that I'm not insulting like them or collecting my video and screaming and angry like them, like you see some African doing. And they hated that I don't do that. Even when they make a whole live video for me insulting my mother, I'm gonna cut her V, I'm sexing it, and my mom have nothing to do with this. She doesn't even have TikTok. Well, I don't think so. And she doesn't even know how to use internet. And she refused to talk about FGM or anything that I talked about. I begged her to talk about it. She says she don't want to talk about it because she don't want to be blamed. But they're still blaming me for talking about it. Even though I talk about so many stuff because I have been through them. I was underage arranged marriage. Before I was 10, I was arranged marriage. I've been through severe child beating and no school education at all. So I know the community is sick and how they're programming women and children and how they're programming even the men. I know that Africa is Africa's #1 enemy. I genuinely believe that Africa is their own #1 enemy because of what they're doing. And I feel like if we can run and die through the desert or through the sea just to escape what we are doing, then we should at least have the gut to talk the truth so we can stop that. But Africans have the gut to die running, to unalive themselves running from their own creation. And when you're trying to tell them, okay, this is what we're doing that is making us run, and even if we are dying on the way, they're like, get out, you talk a lot, you're rude, we don't want to hear it, you're making us look bad, oh my God. That's us, you know. So I am Gambian, Senegalese, but people, both countries deny me. All the time, Gambians are like, I'm not Gambian, Senegalese are like, I'm not Senegalese, because of the truth that I talked about. So that's why. It's like 1 every 20. Gambia, Senegal, African in general, 1 every 20 that is genuinely honest, genuinely bold, genuinely want Africa develop, that is ready for you to talk about the reality, and they will agree and they will do something about it. Or they're not even doing that at all. They already realize that that is not helping, and when they hear you, they will definitely appreciate it. It's like 1 from every 20 Africans. This is why Africa will never develop. Africans hate Africa. Africans are Africa's #1 enemy. They hate anything that is going to develop Africa. A lot of them will go complaining on government. Oh, government is not doing much. They hate Africa. They're just jealous of the government is making millions. But they don't want Africa to change. When you talk about women and children that don't have money, they don't want to hear you. They call you, talk a lot, you're depressed because of what you've been through growing up. And they're the one that programming those people like that. So when they're on top, they can give back what they know, which is to neglect you, manipulate you, use anger and punishment, and or put you to prison when you talk. That's exactly what the government is doing, that they're arguing. That's what they're doing to women and children here. So when they grow up, they give them back that, and they're angry. And they continue repeating the same thing every single time. It's so extremely annoying. When you are in the internet talking about Africa, and you love Africa, and you know Africa. You know Africa, do you hear me? And you love Africa, and you're talking about Africa. And you're talking about it in a very honest, raw manner. To tell us that we can't continue blaming. We have to take responsibility for our part of the problem. If you do like that, I feel sorry for you. Do you know that people are in this internet and they're abroad here? Women. And they have men who are promoting FGM behind them. FGM, which is the cutting of the little girl clitoris. And even cut all the things on the side sometimes. So she's left with just the hole alone. Do you know? There are women here abroad who live abroad here from Gambia or any part of the world that is doing FGM. and they promote FGM for thousands of miles away for children under the mango tree to have their clitoris chopped. You don't know that? That is happening. Few months ago when Gambia was promoting FGM and I was talking for it to stop. Gambia was fighting for that to continue, some people there. And some people were saying no. I was in the internet very vocal saying no. They're talking about how they're going to unalive me, pay people $2,000 to unalive me in the UK here. The video is still on YouTube. I was live, people coming to the live talking, and I put the whole thing on YouTube. You see the man saying that he was going to pay people $2,000 to unalive me. I don't know why I'm still alive anyway. I'm still waiting for him to unalive me. Other people making videos saying that FGM is going to give the woman long life, health, and longevity. These three. Other women saying that, especially this particular woman who is a very known TikToker here in the Gambia, Senegal community, and she's abroad here. And she has children abroad here. Why she run away from the pain and trauma that happened to her? She said that happened to her herself, that is done to her, and that she's fine with it. Something that happened to you, Africa traumatized your entire generation, traumatized everyone entire generation, and the trauma is the result of the poverty and the pain and anger and miserable and lack of management and just effing insane chaos that we are. So you run from that, which means whatever that is that happened to you, you reject it. That's why you run. Okay? So you run because you reject what happened to you. But you're creating what happened to you for fresh young children from millions of miles away. You hold your phone, click your live video, and say that FGM have to continue because FGM give long life, longevity, and health. That's why our olden days people used to live very long life. And people were liking the video, guys. These people that you see watching me and their brain is boiling, they can't tap, they can't see, especially the Gambians that can hear what I'm saying. Because Gambia is mainly people that they mainly speak English. These people were tapping that video and liking it and sharing it and promoting it. That woman video. And I make a small video for her asking her why she said that. And then they said, me, I'm very bad and I am a bully for putting people picture and questioning them. I shouldn't question them when they're abusing children, promoting abuse. I should shut up. It's none of my business. And these people, they know I am an activist for fighting for childhood trauma to end in Africa. But also, I am a motivational speaker and a comedian. I'm those three. And I'm very vocal with my community, with the nightmare they're doing to women and children and themselves and just the whole chaos, the root cause of it. I'm very vocal about that for years since Facebook. They know me. But recently, a few months ago, when we were talking about FGM in Gambia and the Gambian community, if you Google Gambia FGM, you will see. It's recently when they say that they're going to continue the ban. And those people were so angry. And they still haven't stopped. They still haven't stopped. They're so angry. They say that the government must remove the ban. They're still at it. And they're still FGM in children. They even say it in videos. We're not going to stop. We're going to FGM them when they're just born brand new. So you wouldn't know they're FGM. And people liking those videos when they say that. Those people. These people that are watching. These Gambians that are watching me now. A lot of them are the same Gambians that typing those people video, liking it, sharing it when they're talking about promoting FGM, promoting women crying in their marriages, promoting women getting blamed after their assault even, or just you have a man who is a effing dickhead man that is lying he love you and he doesn't, or lying just to get between your pants, especially when you're a younger woman and you're not clever enough. And then after they will call you a whore and say they don't want to marry you because you're a whore. But them that make you do that, them that was talking nice, them that was nice to you and fool you, they're not a whore. They're very nice, decent people. You are the whore that you that agree to that. And if you are SA when you're young, they marry you, they say that you're not a virgin because you are a whore. When you tell them I was SA when I was young, they say you are lying. That you're just a whore. And they know that SA is rampant in the community. A lot of people are going through the pain and trauma of SA, boys or girls in the African community, especially the ones that grew up in Africa, but even abroad here. Because people are not vocal enough. So, when you look at our issues and you say, okay, I'm going to be vocal with this because people are not vocal with it and this is damaging, they're like, run away from you and bully you and call you you're rude, you talk a lot, you think you know it all. How dare you talking about this? You're not here alone. You're the only one that talking about this. You're negative. You're talking because you've been through it. Oh my God. They call you every single name under the sun for talking about what they've been through. Their mother, their father, their aunties, their family members, a lot of them been through it. Or at least if they don't, then their family is dead or friends. You can't grow up in Africa or just be in an African community without severe child beating, SA, just traumatizing your entire generation when you're young. Doesn't matter boy or girl. It's very rare to have that, especially in the Gambia and Senegal community. But yeah, they just rather die than hearing that, you know. I don't know why we are ourselves enemy like this, you know. But it's very sad. But I'll never give up talking about reality, you know. I like to have fun and dance and have fun and lay my head down, they call it. But I like to talk about reality a lot, especially when it comes to us Africans, because I genuinely believe that until we stop that, we can never, ever, ever develop. And we're going to continue running like the coward a lot of us are. Running from our chaos. Go to another land. I'm going to end the video now. Thank you for anyone that was supporting. Oh, Fatih Cham, thank you. Jërëjëf si gift boobu. Your words are powerful and you are fight for the truth. Yes. But it's very hard. Extremely hard, you know. It's just because it's me. If I was somebody else by now, I give up long time ago. I am extremely lonely in this fight. Extremely lonely. Even the women that I'm always fighting for what they've been through to not happen to them, or what they're going through now to not happen to them, especially bad marriages. They don't support me also, because a lot of them are bleaching. And I'm talking about you don't have to bleach your skin. Your dark skin is not the problem. Just the society don't love themselves and they don't have respect for women and children. That's why they treat you like a piece of shit, not because your skin is black and you have black children. So how are you bleaching? Then they get embarrassed and then they make me enemy straight away. They want me to just talk about the severe child beating, the essay, the severe child beating. They don't want me to talk about it because they're still doing it. The ones that are not doing it now, they like it when I talk about that. The ones that are doing it now to their children, they don't want me to talk about it. Even though they know it's wrong, they've been through it. But because they're doing it, they don't want me to talk about it. But they want me to talk about bad marriages because a lot of them been through that or are experiencing that chaos home that come with cheating, lying, and manipulating and lying, and I think traumatized people that shouldn't marry you at all, but they're marrying you. You know, they like you when I talk about that sometimes because they know that they're going through that and that's not nice. They know the pain of that. But when I talk about the skin bleaching, how it's not good for us and we have black children and it's just not healthy, it causes cancer and other stuff, but also it's very ugly and it's very self-hate and self-demeaning and what's the English word? Like you're just bringing yourself down to the level that you have to fight your own skin to become another color. Because they're doing that and they're guilty, they get angry and make me an enemy. A lot of women. When I talk about don't beat the children, because they're doing that or they already did it, they're guilty, they make me enemy. So, but when I talk about men who marry you and they're cheating, lying and doing other stuff and how that damaging that is, they like that if they're not cheating them too. If they were married and they weren't cheating, they will like that. If they're married now and the man is cheating and they're not cheating, they will like that talk. Do you see? When I talk about in-laws who are traumatizing their in-laws, you know, bad in-laws, bad sister-in-laws, if they're not the bad in-law or the bad sister-in-law, then they're happy. So they're picking because let me talk about skin bleaching or because let me talk about child beating or because let me talk about FGM. And I love FGM. Or FGM is done to me or I've done it to my children. So when Amy talk, I have to feel guilty and punish her and be angry with her. When I talk about things that they did or are doing now, are you guys hearing me? Or plan of doing in the future? They get angry. That's why when they're watching me, they don't support at all. They do that on purpose to fight my page, so my page can remain down. So our country, our continent, our Africa will continue. Because I don't know other people what they're talking about. But for us, our society, our media is all about talking about sex. This is how you have to have sex. You do the man like this, you do the woman like this. It's all about that. And it's all about two people are fighting and they're making videos for each other, or one will pay somebody to make a video for the other person and put their picture and cause them and even accuse them of stuff and make their name to have a bad image, you know. Some people do that job in the internet here and they get paid and they're proud to say it. And people will tap and share and support. And hearing you saying that this video I'm doing is money, people are paying me to do this. People are paying me to ruin other people. You say it physically and people will still tap and share. Okay? Any bad video, people selling bleaching cream, telling you use this cream, you'll be white in 2 days, people will tap, they'll share. People talking about FGM is good. You cannot give us European culture for saying that we have to leave the little girl with their tiny clitoris. We have to chop it. They will type and share. People telling you we have to beat the children. If not, they will be rude. You want our children to be rude like Western children. We're going to beat them. People will tap and share. Are you hearing me? Now, whoever you are, put your video on and try to talk like I'm talking, and talk it in a good, nice way, because a lot of them, their favorite word is the I'm rude. Now, you that have manner, whatever the hell manner is when it comes to these people and this type of talk, go and use that manner and talk to them and see how they will treat your manner and you and your video. So, go. Then you know it's nothing to do with your rude or whatever the F they excuse are. They're worse rude than anyone that is rude. Just they're fake nice, but they're very rude. Rude is people who severe beat children. Essay them even. Either you marry them or not. You're gonna touch them, either they're boy or girl. Marry their mom and she's crying. Or the mother herself. Rude is bleaching your own skin. When you're born black, you get rid of the blackness. The blackness is your enemy. And you have black children. And you still don't want to look like them. You still have no shame. And you know it causes cancer and it's very ugly and you're still gonna do it. Rude is you having in-law and you said my in-law will never stay in this marriage. I'll make sure that even if she's gonna be here, she's gonna be living hell every day. I'm gonna bully her, gossip her, make her life a hell, make her children life a hell. My brother's wife, that is, or my in-law. I'm gonna make sure she have no peace. And this is what rude is. You have a husband and your husband is cheating and lying and you're busy fighting with the other woman, pouring hot water on her or taking razor bullet and cutting her or screaming and just trying to unalive her, arguing with her instead of telling the husband that if you cannot zip your pants for me and you, I'm done. It's not everyone that can take cheating. Just tell the truth. Rude is you, what's it called? Lying, cheating, you know, doing serious, harmful, you know, destroying human being type of a gossip. Just to ruin them. And when you see them, you're smiling or just they've done nothing to you. You just hate them for no reason. Rude is I've been FGM and everyone is going to be FGM. I've been severe beaten and everyone is going to be severe beaten. I've been SA and everyone is going to be SA, which is why I will not talk about it. And when you talk, I will bully you and belittle your talk. Rude is when you have two-face and you're an adult. You have two-face. That's another story. So, what is rude? Look at the community. A rude is community that don't respect women and children. They beat them, torture them, essay them, belittle them, give them no school education, give them no human right, always blame them forever, ever, ever. They will never take responsibility. I'm going to say this before I go. Rude is community that will marry a woman and neglect her, cheating, lying, even beating her, torturing her and her children even, and jump to the next woman to marry. When you still have this woman, or when she's crying, or when you divorce her, and then you have the gut to say that she don't want to keep the marriage because she don't want to suffer. Sitting marriage is nice. Sitting, we are like the West. Sitting marriage is nice. Marriage is not nice. Look at our grandmothers, how they suffer in their marriage. But these women now, they don't want to suffer, this new generation. So my wife said that she's tired of the marriage. Instead of saying I was cheating, lying, traumatizing her, even beating her, or just always angry on her, punishing her, neglecting her. When I have to give her one, I give her, when I have to give her 10, I give her one. And the rest of the money is for girlfriends and other stuff. Like, instead of telling people that, okay, my wife decided to end the marriage because I was a horrible husband this whole time and I knew that I'm supposed to change, or no woman can stay with me like this. No African man will ever say that. Ever. 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 And African men are one of the worst men in the world when it comes to marrying, because it's like maybe one from every 10 or 2 will marry you and you won't cry. I'm telling you this. Not that I hate them. It's the fact. I love African. I'm African. I have 2 African sons and 1 daughter. I have 1 brother. 10 African men marry you, especially Gambia and Senegal men. 10 get married to 10 different women. 8 of the women will cry, but this 8, 5 will cry more. But this 5, 3 will cry. Even if the man die, God forbid, they'll continue crying forever. Why? Because the pain and trauma they've been through with that marriage will never end, no matter who they meet after. That's how bad it's going to be. 3 from every 10. That is a lot. Now, only 2 from every 10 will not be crying. That is a lot. And the men watching me right now, or women, they've been through what I'm talking about. These men watching me, they either what I'm talking about, or their father is or was, or their father's brothers, sisters, their father's brothers, or their friends. These men that are watching me and they don't tap, they don't see, they're so angry right now, their brain is boiling some coffee. These men are like this themselves, or their father was like this, or their uncles, or their friends are like this. Or all of them are like this. If this man themselves, whoever watching me, the man himself, his father, his father's brothers, his uncles, his friends, his brothers himself, all of this group, if they're 10, 8 of them are like this I'm talking about. 8. I don't know whether he's in the 8 or he's in the 2 that is okay. 8 of them are like this, and he's watching me. His brain is boiling. He will not tap. He will not see her. He will not even agree. He's watching me right now. Oh, she's only going on man. She was married young, that's why. She's going on the men again. Go. She's depressed. She always insult men. She hate men. Go. Right now, that's what that man is saying, whoever that man is watching me right now. I swear more men watch me than women. Even though I'm always talking to the men. Especially African men. I'm laughing, but I'm crying. Sometimes we cry when we laugh when we meant to cry. I'm very serious. You know why they watch me? They're attracted to the truth that I'm talking about. But they hate it so much. Some of them like it when I tell them drink moringa powder, drink this healthy stuff, it's good for you. They'll go and do it, some of them. Not all, some. Because some hate themselves that much. No matter how much you tell them, drink moringa powder, eat this, drink this, avoid this too much oil that is not good, avoid this, they'll never do it, a lot of them. Because they hate themselves that much. But the ones that do have tiny love for themselves, but they're still wicked and traumatized and like to traumatize women and children, including themselves. They like to traumatize themselves by cheating and lying and just doing drug, alcohol, or just lying and cheating and not being a good, decent human being, The ones that are like that. But they have tiny love for themselves. Okay? Why I'm doing this is they don't care about the disease they're catching from sleeping with people. They don't care about the consequences of cheating, lying, or drugging themselves to death, or even smoking a effing cigarette or vape. They don't care about all of those consequences for themselves, as if they hate themselves, doing whatever to ruin them. That's what I mean. Or risking all the consequences of what they're doing. But they have tiny love, some of them, okay, for themselves, or tiny whatever. Tiny, let me help myself. So when they see that I talk about drink hibiscus, drink baobab, drink moringa, drink neem leaf, drink. And I sell those things, by the way, myself, but they can maybe go and buy somewhere else, even if they don't buy from me. So some of them will take that advice from me and they will do it. Very tiny amount. When I tell them don't eat bread and oily stuff all the time, don't eat rice with bad oil that you're frying and cooking all the time, some of them will listen. Some of them, very tiny amount. The rest, they're like, that's Amy again, talking again. From day one, from Facebook, the moment they hear my message, they all will call each other and gossip. And they all just paint me this really horrible person to protect the bad stuff they're doing. Because they're like, who? Her mindset doesn't go with us. Her truth doesn't go with us. Her mindset doesn't go with us. So let's just bully her and call her name and park her, throw her under the bin right now so nobody hear her. Because they know when people hear me, they will have to change or they can't have wife. A lot of African men, if their wife love themselves, half of I do with myself right now. If they have half of the knowledge I have, they wouldn't have a wife. Or if they have a wife by now, their marriage finished long time ago. Whatever the hell they're in is not a marriage at all, and they know it. That's why they hate my message. Even the ones that don't have a wife, they want to have a wife like that, because African women don't see us smiling and doing like we are strong. We are the weakest women in the world. Lot of us, not all. Just calm down. African women can stay with a bad, horrible, cheating husband and they're so depressed, beating their children, screaming, bleaching their skin, gossiping all day, effing, cooking and dancing and gossiping all day. But they'll have the gut to do all of those wrong things. But they don't have the gut to tell the man, I'm tired and I'm leaving. Or just take the decision and go. Or do something. The marriage have to end. They don't have that... the got to do that. Some are saying when I do it, people will laugh at me or they will bully me or they will say I'm bad. Because whenever the woman divorce, they always bully her. They do that so that other women don't divorce. Because they know that if women start divorcing, they cannot have a wife. Because they're so evil and so traumatized and wicked and so used to getting away with their horrible way of being a husband. To be a husband or a wife is not a joke. It's for loyal, kind, loving people who are responsible and are looking forward to being a better person every day. Thank you so much for donation. Not for weak-ass, traumatized, stubborn people who will never want to change and just continue to blame the women and children and going crazy, beating and screaming or punishing and just altogether do this or nothing, kind of a sick people. And a lot of them are like that, too traumatized and wicked. And why? Because Africa like to beat and torture the women and children when they're young. Billahi wallahi tallahi. When you see how Africans beat their children, you would think they're beating the most serial killer in the world. The person that get rid of millions of... You think they're beating who? I don't know how to describe. And they're beating a child that is not 10 years old. Or between 10 and 12. Or between 12 and 15. Especially when the child is not 10. They will beat the child because the child pee their bed. They will beat the child because they send the child to go and buy some sugar from the shop and they take long. I'm talking about the child that is not 10 years old. I swear, when they wake their children in the middle of the night, the child slept and wet the bed. They will wake up the child in the middle of the night, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. If you hear how they're beating this child, billahi, wallahi, tallahi. If anyone asks you what this child did and if you find out that this child, they're beating this child because they wet a bed, just wet a bed, billahi, wallahi, tallahi, you will not want nothing to do with that person again. Because of the severe beating they will beat this child. Until the body is like full of mark. Like the child unalive someone, even if they do, they're just a child. They're not even 10. You shouldn't beat them like that still. Oh my God. Africans are very traumatized and wicked, lot of them. When I say African, I don't mean every single one. But it's like 8 out of every 10. Especially the 5 or 3 of them. Every single 10 African, 3 of them inside that 10. It could be a man or a woman. They are their own enemy. They're Africa's enemy. These 3. They're their own enemy and Africa's enemy. Because not just they're evil, but they will not allow you to talk. And they rather die than changing. And they're too traumatized and evil and miserable. And I don't care how much they see you and fake laughing, fake smiling. They're faking, they're lying. They're not like me. You know me, when I want to be serious, I'm serious. When I want to laugh, I laugh. When I want to, dance, I dance. It's genuine, not fake. That's why people call me, you're angry. I'm not angry. I'm just real. When I feel like this is serious and you can see my emotion, I talk like that in my video. I don't care. My video is like under the mango tree. That my mango tree in Gambia, in my compound, in my own land. And I'm far away from it. It's this TikTok for me. When I sit on that mango tree, I tell the truth. When I sit here, I tell the truth. Ask my family, they know me. But you fake, wicked, traumatized people that don't want to tell the truth, don't want to agree with the truth. Too traumatized and wicked, and you think people are just your effing sand that you can just mold them into what you want. Oh, she's talking for nobody to be married. One of the man from Gambia, one Mandinka man, he was talking in one TikTok video. I'm gonna say this before I go. And he was, and I was watching with my other video, TikTok. That is not my name, so they don't know it was me. And the owner of the video was saying that Amieolof woman, she's very evil and she hate men. And they're like, yes. And the other one is like, if you hear how she talk, women that listen to her, they can never stay in a marriage. And for him, he was like, me, anytime I have a wife and the woman is watching her, when I walk into the house and I see that I'm going to divorce her, she's going from my house that night. I'm like, and what am I talking about? I'm talking about don't marry women and cheating, beating them, torturing them. When you have to give them 10, you give them 1, and you have money for girlfriend and other wife to marry. That's what they say, that if their wife watch me, that the wife will go. I said that to my daughter. My daughter was laughing so much. Oh my God. Imagine saying that when a woman with this woman, I'm gonna divorce her. What the woman is talking about, don't have a wife and cheating, lying, traumatizing her entire generation, or beating her, or just traumatizing her. Love her and be kind to her. And she also have to love you and be kind to you. These are the things I'm saying. That they're saying that if their wife watch me, they will divorce her. Not just that man who said it. A lot of Senegalese man said it. A lot of other Gambians said it. They even say it to me here. Look at how they support me also. That say a lot. Look at the amount of support they give me. Just take a look at how they're watching me, like they're watching from their grave. It's like they're dead and buried 10 years ago, and I'm just like from nowhere in the grave making live video and like trying to work their skeletons. Just watch when they watch me. Watch when the Gambia, Senegal people watch my videos. Okay? A lot of them understand English, even some Senegalese. Okay? Not to mention the Gambians. Watch how they're watching my videos. Even when the woman support me, they punish her. Any woman that come into my video, comment, like my video, donate, they bully her as well. They tell her, you're so bad for supporting Amieolof. You're so bad. You're like her. You're like a Western mindset. You have a Western mindset. They call it Western mindset when you're just telling them, don't abuse us. So don't abuse us. It's just for Western women to say. Not for normal effing women to say. I love you, sis. You go through a lot. You are so strong. Thank you so much. It's nothing to do with strong. It's life. You know, you can't do nothing, you know. You can't just say that I've been through this, I have to be on drug, or I'm going to unalive myself, or whatever. You can't do that. Like, you've been through stuff, you don't like it. So now, why are you doing stuff you don't like to yourself? It doesn't make sense. When you don't like what happened, but you're doing worse now. When you think about it, you won't do anything like that, but doesn't mean that. But yeah, when it's come to me talking and they fighting me and not supporting me and just reporting my page and just bullying me and gossiping and calling me every kind of name under the sun to traumatize me more. And then when I talk, they say I'm a bully, I'm rude, I'm this, I'm that, because they're looking for a way to bully me all the time and put me down, and so people can run away from my page and my talk. Yeah, that is hard. I am strong. That's why I'm doing that for 8 years. 8 good years, and I'm very lonely with it. Even though I have an organization now for the last 10 months, almost 10 months now, because I registered it at the end of November, they don't support my organization. They laugh at me and bully me and tell me that no one will support you. Even the women. Since I opened my organization, I only have one woman that donate $10,000 to one lady that I was looking for donation for in Tanje. One Gambian woman who is my friend, she donated her $10,000. The rest of the Gambian women watching me, they see me looking for donation. They see me telling them that I have children that have to go to school. If you want, I introduce you to the children parent. You go and put them to school. If you don't want to put them to school through my organization, they still don't care. The Gambians, that tiny Gambia is 2 million Gambians. Gambia have a lot of children that are 15 years old and cannot write their name. They never ever been to school and will never go. And the Gambians, they know, they don't care. I grew up, never been to school. I was severe beaten and underage married instead of school. So that's why my organization is to fight end childhood trauma. Because still now when I talk about that, I cry. Even though I'm 43. My organization is to fight against childhood trauma. And what I get is that I am traumatized. I am depressed. That's why I'm talking. That's all I get from my people for years. That's all I get. They never will support me. They never, my organization, I've been talking. I've been trying to contact people, trying to get sponsors, trying to get people that can sponsor me or to introduce me to people that can sponsor me. They will never ever do that. They would rather die than supporting me. Because Africa is Africa's enemy. A lot of Africans hate the fact that we have to stop a severe beating. We have to stop SA. We have to stop everything traumatizing women and children. The women hate the fact that they have to stop traumatizing themselves, having sex with the wrong people, beating their children, doing the horrible stuff because they have pain. A lot of the women have to hate the fact that we have to agree to disagree, to reject all these bad marriages and only pick the few good men within our community that can be a good husband. Wait for that or you don't get married. They're too weak to do that and they don't want to hear it. A lot of them have a horrible husband. When you talk about horrible husband, they get so angry and defensive. A lot of them are too weak. They would take every kind of horrible husband in the world. They just want to have a husband. That's how they are. A lot of them are still beating their children or already did it. When you talk, they guilt. Anything that I talked about that is the reality, the reason why we are the way we are. People get so angry. And then they said, I'm rude, the way I'm talking is not good. And then they go to people that are talking, insulting, nangaminde all day. They're tapping, searing, telling those people, I follow you, I watch you, yafine, suin sirinbi, or suin whoever, or you are the only one that we follow, you're good. Me, that I don't talk like that, I'm bad because I'm talking the reality. When someone put a video on and talking about this is how you have to have a sex, you have to do the man like this, you do the woman like this, they're tapping until their fingers is gone, donating all the cars in the wall, subscribing on their effing subscription, calling them all kind of good name under the sun. Because they don't tell you, don't do these things. They don't tell you, okay, we are our own enemy. Look at where we're heading. Look at what we're doing. So when it's come to that, yeah, I am very strong and I'm proud of myself. I motivate my children. My children always tell me because of me and my videos, they're very strong. And my children, they love and believe in themselves so much and they're very educated and focused. So, and they always tell me that I motivate them because no matter how painful it is, I keep going with the truth. No matter what, no matter how lonely I am inside this fight, I never give up. And that motivates them. That's why for now, I don't know, but for now they're focused, studying, behaving, I'm proud of them. My daughter starting university this month soon, end of this month, and she's only 17. And she have University of Edinburgh. A lot of children don't have that. Even though their parents been to school, even though their parents is not a single mom, their parents don't have the pain and trauma I've been through, don't have what I'm going through with the internet with my people, nothing. And they still don't have University of Edinburgh. And my daughter have that. And she's going to study medicine. She's doing pharmacology. So I'm very proud of her. And my son wants to do engineering. He's only 15 now. He can't wait. He wants to go to Edinburgh University as well. He's doing all he can to go to Edinburgh University as well. He's making sure he's passing all his exams. He just have an A, on math not long ago when he got the results. So I am proud and I am strong and it's motivating my very little people that watch me, learn from me. They tell me, call me or comment in the video or comment inside the video telling me how much I'm changing their life. They don't beat their children anymore because of me. They don't bleed their skin anymore because of me, or they're off the addiction because of me, or they don't allow bad marriages now because of me, or A, B, and C because of me. But very few, very extremely few. The rest, even if they learn this from you, they will never tell you because they're too evil to tell you. Because they've always been gossiping about you. That you're mad, you're traumatized, you talk a lot, you're depressed, you're this, you're that. So now they cannot tell you and tell you that, call you and tell you, or just comment in your video or comment that I learned this from you. And I always talk about beauty, natural beauty tips. I always talk about health stuff, eat this, drink this. As you can see myself, that's how I managed to be 43 and I look the way I look. A lot of them will learn my beauty tip, learn my health tip, learn the other stuff that I'm doing. They'll hide behind learning and go and do it quietly, and they will still not support. They will not comment. They will not promote me at all on the air for people to see. And they will not even call me and appreciate me like some people do. But yeah, one of the lady that appreciate me and change, I hope she still change because I don't have contact with her. was one of the teacher in Senegal who said because of me, she stopped beating the children. Do you know, I will never forget that. That woman, her class have 70 children plus, and they were from the age 6 onwards, she said. I'll never forget that. She said she used to beat the children in the class and beat her own children. She have 2 daughters, she said. She was not happy because she was in a marriage that she doesn't love the man. She told me everything. But she was beating the children. Because of my videos, she stopped beating her children. She used to call me, talk. She used to even come in the video and talk, but she never on her camera. People will hear her talking. That's a long time ago when I was still fairly new in TikTok. I've been in TikTok for 4 years now. I started around the end of 2020. Okay? So, that woman and other people that tell me because of me, they don't beat their children anymore, or they don't bleach anymore, or they're eating healthier now, or they're even exercising now, or they don't allow bad marriages now. The men, I also talk to them. I tell them, don't marry a woman who don't love you just because she's beautiful and you have money. Or you can send her effing £100. Love and respect yourself and go with a woman who wants you. Know your class, know who to go with. I tell them they don't have to be on drugs, they don't have to get angry and stab each other, they have to eat healthy and tell the truth and do the right thing. And they said, I am against them and I hate men because I'm telling the truth that they don't have to abuse women and children, and the women and children don't have to abuse themselves. Then they call it, I hate men. That's the only part that they hate. They like other women. I'm going to say this before I go, I swear, because when I talk about my community, I can be here all day. They like other women who talk like this in their videos. No marriage is easy. Look at what our grandmothers went through with their marriages. That's why they have us. Now we are good children. We are successful. Some of us are abroad. Some of us have nice houses because they suffer in their marriages. That's the benefit of it now. Listen to this. And they also say, women who want a good marriage, a man that don't cheat, don't lie, don't traumatize you, they don't want to be married at all because such a man doesn't exist, especially in our society. That is for Western people. Listen to this. Women who talk, they saying the man should not be cheating, lying, or doing horrible stuff. They don't want to be married, and they don't want you to be married. If you are listening to that, you can never be married. You have to shut up what your husband says. Go when he's cheating. It's none of your business. Focus on in the house and the children. Listen, cook, clean, do what you're told as a woman. That's the woman that they love to watch and listen and tap their video. These men that are watching me right now. Are you hearing me? Because 8 of them that is watching me right now, from every 10, 8 of them are like those type of traumatizing husband that those type of women are married to or want to be married to. But many of them that talk in the internet here are married to those type of men. And they promote those type of marriage to make themselves feel good. So it doesn't look like they're in that marriage because they're not well. They're in that marriage because they're stupid. They feel like they're in that marriage because they're a good woman. You that is not in that marriage, you're bad. Where do you hear people saying that when you don't take certain pain or necessary pain, you're bad? When you take it, you're good. Do you think if my neighbor was coming right now and just slapping me from nowhere, when we're supposed to love each other and be there for each other, knowing fully well that I could hear a fire, God forbid, or she could hear a fire and we should help each other, you know? We're neighbors. We're neighbors, okay? But for example, my neighbor just walk in now and start slapping me. And if I talk or run or move or tell her to stop, I'm bad. I'm supposed to just say, okay, thank you for slapping me. Thank you again. Come tomorrow to slap me. Thank you. Do you ever hear this type of talk? That's us Africans, especially Gambia and Senegal, but Africans. Africans will say that if your parents or your husband, your partner, especially husband, or your parents or your in-laws or family members, if they're doing injustice to you, traumatizing your entire generation, if you don't agree, you're bad. You that say no, you're very evil. You should say yes and agree and continue to suffer for the rest of your life.